are two nights. So, and there's two, so we'll see. We'll see what they pop up with. And I'm sure it's maybe a 20-30 minute drive for Rock to come down to the arena and work one night.
Let's dive into the first category. Great segue into the male wrestler of the year. Uh, our readers, please note that Cody Rhodes could not make it to this category since he was absent for most of last year. Who would you say is the male wrestler of the year 2022?
Yeah, 2022, if we're going to go back to many years, of course, some of these guys got it. But I'd have to give it to Roman Reigns. I mean, Roman Reigns by far. He's one hell of a talent, hell of a worker. I know Roman personally, and he was hungry a while ago, and he was coming up for that spot quite a while, and he deserves that spot. And he definitely got the wrestler of the year 2022. That's for sure.
Do you think there is an argument to be made that he could win the wrestler of the year? So he was the winner last year as well. He is leading the pack this year as well. I mean,
Right.
considering the other interviews we have conducted, do you think he'll be the wrestler of the year next year as well? Do you think?
Yeah, well, we'll have to see. We'll have to see where it takes him. 2023. I mean, let's see where WrestleMania goes. Let's see where that goes with that, and you know, he can definitely chase the baby face for the title. There's nothing wrong with a heel chasing the baby face for the title. For quite some time, it's been all the baby faces chasing Roman now. So we'll see. I don't know if I doubt if they put it on Cody that they'll take it away from him right away. With Roman getting it back or so forth, but you never know. So in the wrestling business, it can change anytime. So, but I don't know what his, we'll see what his future is in 2023, and see where they do with Roman, and let's see where Cody goes. He can take it to a whole new level.
So, my last question on this topic, you officiated maybe the greatest match of all time, which was Hulk Hogan versus The Rock. I mean, people still speak about that match 20 years later.
Right.
Do you think there is a similar kind of box office attraction for The Rock versus Roman Reigns, which is a match everyone seems to be discussing everywhere?
Yeah, I definitely think there'd be a huge thing for Rock and Roman Reigns. But I thought that would happen. I mean, there are two nights, so and there's so we'll see what they pop up with, and I'm sure it's maybe a 20-30 minute drive for Rock to come down to the arena and work one night. So even if he has to put the Black Adam suit on or not, but so. Yeah, I would love to see that matchup, and that's one match I'd say I'd love to officiate. It'd be Roman Reigns and The Rock. That'd be great. That should be a
And
fantastic matchup.
amazing. Let's move on to the tag team of the year.
Mm. FTR, now I love them. Those guys are solid tag team and everything. FTR is, I mean, solid tag team, working together for years, and I enjoy their work and their performance in the ring. But I definitely have to give it to the Usos. I would have to give it to the Usos because, I mean, I remember them sitting there 4, 5, 6 years ago for it. And they were hungry, and they weren't getting a big push at all, and they were hungry, man. And these, they were. And I remember some years ago when I was living in Houston. I'm living in Tampa now, and very good friends with Umongo when he was still alive. And God bless Eki, and Eki took those boys in, and he started training them young, and Kishi's boys. And Eki had a lot of input on that because he was the one who kind of got their foot in the door and working hard down at the facilities and getting going. And I know those boys were hungry, and to see them, where they're at now in the last year or two, they really came on strong. I mean, and they're great workers. I've never seen a Samoan couldn't work in my whole life. Not one Samoan. But yeah, that I'd have to give to the Usos.
Great pick. My question now is another man you know very well has been associated with the Usos, and that is Paul Heyman. Do you think
Mm.
his presence has elevated the Usos to the next level?
Yeah, that's why they do it. That's why Paul is with Brock Lesnar. That's why Paul is with Roman Reigns. Now he's with you. I mean, he's just wherever it's like I always used to say, like Paul Heyman can turn shit into gold. You know, so I mean, I don't mean to say it like that, but he's the best at what he does. He is the best, and he brings out the best in his talent that he manages all the time. And I've known Paul for 35 years plus. So I remember him with ECW, and I used to work WWF, and and I remember ECW used to come in. I used to hang out with Paul, and he used to cut a great promo back then, and just in a hotel room when you're shooting the shit with him and about the business. And yeah, everything Paul touches, man, goes to the top. That's the truth.
Amazing. So might as well get your reaction to Solo, Sikoa, Rikishi's son. Do you see
Mhm.
him becoming a big star in the business as well?
Yeah, I mean he's starting off great. He's on a roll right now. So I don't think when you got the company behind you, the machine behind you, and you got the talent, and you got everything, and the company's pushing you big time, you're going to go far. You're going to get there. So give it about a year or two, and they'll be right where Roman's at now, and in Cody too as well.
Wow. Wow. Fantastic. Moving on to our final category for this part of the interview, the female wrestler of the year. Mr. Mike Chioda, you have been around from Alundra Blaze to the era of bra and panty matches to
Right.
the current era. You have seen it all.
I Man, the Mandy Rose boy, you got to put her over though. I'll tell you that. I love her, man. She's a great gal. I do not know Bianca Blair, but I'd have to give it to her. But in a photo shoot, you probably have to go with Mandy Rose, that's for sure. But this girl Bianca Blair, she's a hell of a talent. She's got charisma and great shape. A little bit of a bodybuilder type, and she's very athletic, and she's come a long way too. And yeah, she's holding a title. I mean, she's on Raw. Watch her on Raw, and yeah, I think she's made more of an impact. To me, I'm always kind of favored of the Charlotte Flair. Just Charlotte just has everything: charisma, flamboyancy, class, everything. And when she comes out on that stage and she takes this business, and when she steps in that ring, she takes it so seriously, like a Natty Neidhart. And they take their profession very serious, and they love the business. They have so much passion for the business because they're both from so many generations of wrestling as well, and from legends and icons behind in their families with the Bret Harts and so forth, with Flair and so on. And so yeah, Charlotte's not on there. Natty and them, I'd have to say Bianca Blair. Yeah, definitely Blair.
Amazing, great choice. You mentioned Mandy Rose, and I have to ask this. Do you think she would have thrived with the Trish Stratuses and the Tori Wilsons back in that era?
Yeah, she could be. She could have been definitely a Tori Wilson type, uh, style. And really, I love Tori Wilson. She was a great gal, but she'd be, Mandy Rose definitely had the work ability too, as far as in the ring, a lot better than Tori Wilson and Stacy Keeblers, and you know, uh, so I thought she would be almost like the, with, let's see, compare the, she's so beautiful with the work ability. She could have been like maybe a Trish Stratus even up there, and so forth. But unfortunately, WWE released Mandy, right, just not too long
They
ago.
did. They
So
did.
yeah, I mean, she was so hot they had to fire her.
Amazing.
Yeah,
So you have heard Mr. Mike Chioda's picks. You get to pick your own stars, just like he does, just like he did. And yes, uh, there will be other stars from the Ad Free Show panel as well. Mr. Mike Chioda, could you tell our viewers about the mailbag that you do for Ad Free Shows? And
yeah,
we'll
yeah. With Paul Bromwell, he's the host of the show. I'm the host of the show, and takes care of me, man. And we do it every other Monday for ad free shows. We've been doing it for a little about 2.5 years now. And Paul and I have just a great chemistry. And like when I was released and everything, and then the pandemic hit and everything everywhere, Conrad Thompson called me up 2.5 years ago, just about, and he said, "Hey, we'd like you to be on our show and do some podcasts for us." And we do watch-alongs like once a month or once every other month, and it's been a lot of fun. I was so green to it. I was like, podcasts. I'm like, what? People want to hear what? People want to hear my stories. I'm thinking. So we have a lot of fun, man. We talk wrestling, food, sports, everything. So just a lot of fun, and Paul's helped me out with that, man, a lot. So he's coached me through, and he made me feel real comfortable, and we have a connection together. So it's been awesome working for them.
So you can check out Mr. Mike Chioda answering all your questions on adfreeshows.com. Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure having you on. Thank you, sir.